Hello everybody, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and today I am at RF Orchids for their open house here in October. You are going to see so many amazing blooms. I am surrounded by flowers and I am excited to show you each and every one of them. This place is absolutely incredible and you are in for a treat. So let's not waste any more time. Here is what's in bloom at RF Orchids. All right, here we are at RF Orchids, right before their open house that they're having this weekend here in October. And my gosh, they have some amazing plants. Look at this Cattleya. This is unbelievable. This is, oh, it's upside down. See how good you are at reading, everybody. Taiwan Queen, Golden Monkey. But the fragrance on this is amazing. Wow. And I mean, you can see, look at all these Oncidiums, huge Oncidiums, and the Vandas are really what shines here at RF. I mean, and you'll see those in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's so much fun. Stop in and visit these nurseries. Look at this. This Cattleya is sold, but gosh, you can't help but appreciate that lip. Bright yellow and a dark magenta. You got Dendrobiums, like I said, Oncidiums. But of course, look at this. Look at these Vandas. Oh my. Here's Vanda Bella. This is a gorgeous dark red orange. There it is. Vanda Benjamin Wilner. I love the variety of orchids here at RF, and the property is just amazing. Let's see the name on this guy. Papillonanda Lily Javate. Oh wow. Like I said, RF Orchids is one of the pioneers of this orchid hobby, especially as it pertains to Vanda orchids. Vanda Crown Fox Chocolate. And you can see that through their entire nursery. And if you're in town for Redland, I hope you stop by for their open house, because this is not going to disappoint for sure. I'm glad I had an opportunity to stop in quick and highlight their blooms. One thing I appreciate about RF is they do a great job at the tagging the orchids, so you can see all the orchid names. Look at the size of these blooms here. Really nice. This is Claudia Coronado. They even have these gorgeous Phalaenopsis tetrapsis in bloom with just dozens of flowers. Nice mounted plant, and they have several available. And of course down here, some more Oncidium type orchids in bloom. We'll come back to those because I do want to step back over here and highlight more of their beautiful Vandas. And this one is beautiful. I really like this plant. I like these Vanda orchids that have these very pronounced petals. Like this. This is Vanda Bella. We saw one a little bit earlier. Now look at this one. This is a peach color with that dark red. This one has an award of merit. From the American Orchid Society. And then lots of these wonderful little plants here too. I wish I had the space to grow these beautiful orchids. Renanthera, Gerald Tan Red Dragon. And you can see there's tons of those in bloom. This is definitely their blooming season. And they have some you can pick up today that have lots of buds if you want to truly enjoy the blooms before they're all open. And of course over here we have more Cattleya orchids, including this. Oh my gosh. That is a beautiful Cattleya. And a huge plant too. This is Cattleya Marie's Love, Mary's Song by Love Knot. And that is a huge plant. Wow, I might consider that one. These Dendrobiums, more standard Cattleyas. There's a better shot of this flower. That is very pretty. If you know me, you know I love my flared Cattleyas like that one we just saw a minute ago. But these oranges are gorgeous. Very fitting for October, the Halloween season on its way. Wow. How impressive. And this is a beautiful flower as well. Star of Siam, Apricot Glow. And then look at the size of this Vanda here. Wow, huge softball size blooms. And the speckling is incredible. Definitely one of my favorites. This is Vanda Vimon Fancy. Oh, wow. Oh man, this is beautiful. I bet you Cassidy would love this Vanda. It is both dark and moody and vibrant purple. Huge flowers. Oh wow. What is this? Vanda Tongler Sand Reina. And look at these. There are hundreds and hundreds, maybe I would say actually more like thousands of Vanda flowers here at RF that are in bloom. And we're going to check them all out. So nice. Wow. Okay. Now, let's continue on over here. We have even more Vandas in bloom. I love how, one thing I love about RF is their attention to detail in everything that they do. All the way down to how they arrange these orchids by color. Everything just complements each other, which I really appreciate because I think aesthetics are so important in a nursery. And this place is, like I've said before, more like a botanical garden than an orchid nursery per se. Whoops, there we go. Look at that flower. Wow. And I think, I don't smell a fragrance on it, but one of these does have a fragrance. I believe it's this guy because it does have tessellata, Vanda tessellata in it. That's beautiful. Check this guy out here. Beautiful blooms. Vanda Jorge Diaz. Now, like I said, there are thousands and thousands of blooms. I have not even made it through half of their showroom. I don't know if I'll be able to show you every single tag or name, but I will show you the ones that are truly catch my eye. Which is basically going to be every single one because now Cassidy actually has one of these in bloom right now in her collection. This is a beautiful plant. And over here, we'll take a break from the Vandas because you can have some Oncidiums that are in bloom over here. And of course, Cattleyas. Try to stay hydrated. Look at this. Wow, check out this Cornucervi Phalaenopsis. These are beautiful. RF Orchids located in Homestead, Florida. A must visit if you are in Miami or Homestead. It doesn't matter if you're with someone who doesn't like orchids or doesn't have a green thumb or doesn't think they like orchids. This place will change anyone's mind. Like I said, I can't or don't grow many of these orchids, at least when it comes to Vandas, in my home, in my collection. But like I said, this nursery is worth the visit alone. Look at how dark blue those are. Or purple, dark lavender. That is stunning. Now, I'm curious the name on that guy. I don't see it on this plant per se, but that's okay. Alright, over here we have even more beauties. Beautiful Vanda orchids in bloom, and the prices here are really great for the size plant that you're getting. Look at all those Vandas. Holy cow. Oh, look at this. Delicate white with just a very, very faint yellow on those bottom two petals. Wow, that is really nice. What is this? Papillonanda. Another one we saw, I think, earlier. And then over here we have more beautiful Oncidiums, and check these out. Here's the name. And then I saw my buddy Alan Black here, and we were looking at this huge Cattleya. This flower is monstrous. RLC Pink Empress Bright Sun. Huge flower, wow. And they have some nice plants for sale. Good price, multiple sheets. Really, really great deal. Now these Vanda orchids are a favorite among growers here in Florida, but really, if you have a greenhouse, you should give these plants a try. They are so rewarding. Many of them bloom very frequently, every few months. Look at this little flowered Vanda, and also, I mean, the diversity of blooms. These cute little flowers, but look at the size of this plant. My gosh, that's amazing. And now I love white orchids with those speckles, and that is beautiful. Wow. They have so many beautiful blooms. Like I said, if there's anything you see in this video that intrigues you, screenshot, send a note to the folks here at RF, and they will definitely help you find the plant of your dreams. Check out this guy with those frilly lips. So cool. Gulf Green Hair Pig. And here's another one of those that I think Cassidy would love. Wow. And then of course over here, all you can smell is chocolate. And that's because these wonderful orchids have a very strong fragrance of such. Such beautiful stuff you can see. Walking down here to their nursery, I'm going to grab my water bottle as we continue on this way, where they have even more blooms. Check out this huge specimen. How incredible. Okay, over here, let's see what we have. Lots of standard Phalaenopsis in this room, but of course we have some more compact Vanda orchids. These are adorable. Look at this. Vanda Alexandra Cantos. Wow. This is Papillonanda, Omar Padron, Indigo Blue Spots. Got Mimi Palmer and Robert's Delight. It does have a very wonderful fragrance. Almost smells like, kind of like a Tide Pod maybe. And that's nice. Look at that. Darker spots on an already purple blue flower. Same as we saw before. You can see the diversity in flowers. We have some Why Not Yellow over here. These are wonderful. And then of course some more beautiful large standard Cattleyas. Wow. So impressive. What a place this is, I swear. Like I said, must visit if you're in the area. Here are some Bulbophyllum Fascinator album. Look at those little Bulbophyllums. Love those flowers. And then of course, look at this. These are Phalaenopsis Bellina species. Huge plants though. And these have a delicious fragrance, my gosh. Check out these flowers here. Some of these Vandas and their relatives. This is a Papillonanda, Nancy Zacon, key lime. Like I said, these Vandas are beautiful. Here's something you don't see very often. Is a Florida weather-loving Cymbidium. Cymbidium alifolium red lip species. Cymbidium. It's a nice plant. It's a beautiful plant, and these blooms are also gorgeous. Beautiful. All right, let's keep going in here. We have even more Vandas to show off. In this room here, this beautiful leopard type flower. Vanda Rosarudin Hussein Fire Leopard. Like I said, RF Orchids is having their open house this weekend, where all these amazing, amazing plants are for sale, including these brand new imports and available bare root divisions. Vanda Sanderiana, or Sanderiana, I should say. Species Vanda. They've got Cattleya divisions, Wrinkleanthe Nina de Primaveras, Crown Fox Sunrise, Dendrobium Chocolate Antler. Here's some Bulbophyllum Carianum. And of course, these flowers that we were looking at are for sale as well. So, everyone will find something they like here. There is no doubt about it. It doesn't matter if you don't grow Vandas or Cattleyas, have a greenhouse, don't have a greenhouse, grow compact, want to grow monstrous specimens. There is options for everyone at RF. That's a wonderful little plant. I kind of like this guy. Let's see. Here's a name. This, Vanda Bella. Of course. Seem to be gravitating towards this Vanda Bella. Something interesting about those mustard colored flowers. And then of course I saw this earlier, those white Vandas are gorgeous. My gosh. Alright, over here we have even more blooms. There are orchids everywhere, I'm telling you. This is one I don't think we've seen so far. Wonderful little orange flowers. Look at that. So nice. Oh, I love it. Wow, look at these. Now that is amazing. Look at those. This may be considered pyloric. Kind of looks like it is. This is Papillenopsis Valpulcherima hybrid. Very interesting. Wow, I like that. That's very cool. And then, oh, look at this over here, Bulbophyllum. Look at these blooms. Oh my gosh. How weird. That's very cool. Let's see if I can get the name here. This is Bulbophyllum, Pride of Papua. Cruentum by Phalaenopsis. And here's a better look, I think, at the flowers. Check that out. Ugh, not a good fragrance. Here's Brassavola appendiculata species. More of those warmth-tolerant Cymbidiums, of course, here also. But check out all of these blooms. These are adorable little flowers. Look at this. This is those cute little orange one. Baboon Sunset Spotted Tangerine. More little compact growers, and like I said, here's a little epidendrum, I think Epidendrum porpax. But check out the size of that. That is a huge specimen. Let's see if I'm right. Is this Epidendrum porpax? It is. Species Epidendrum porpax. In full flower. Like I said, anything you can imagine, they've got the options here. Really, really nice. My gosh. Alright, now let's go over here into this room here where they have even more Vanda orchids. And many of these they have in their showroom. But look at this guy. Wow. Let's see. There it is. Wow, here's a Pachara Delight. Classic favorite. Another one that Cassidy has in her collection. But look at all these blooms. Wow. Like I said, RF is pulling out all the stops for their open house this weekend. And the Jessica Salazar Freckles. So pretty. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Those very pale yellow and pink together. A wonderful complement. Oh my gosh. To the dark and moody, as Cassidy would say. Wow. How beautiful. Look at all these flowers, everybody. At RF. RF is open nearly every day. I think they're closed on Mondays. But you have the opportunity to stop in and see these flowers. Do it. And like I said, the gardens in this area are absolutely spectacular. They made their property a literal botanical garden. And they have waterfalls and ponds. They even have a gator. That's right, an alligator. So if you get here at the right time, you might have the opportunity to tour their beautiful property. What a place. Look at this. Wow. Now I see lots down here that's in bud, but not much in bloom. So we're gonna turn around and look on the other side because they do have some bare root divisions, like I said, or divisions of Vanda orchids. Over here that aren't in flower, but these are some new, looks like new hybrids maybe. They don't seem to have names. So brand spanking new opportunities to add orchids to your collection. Look at these beautiful seedlings all the way down. So cool. I love it. And then of course here's another one of those Bulbophyllum fascinator. All right. Well, I do believe that's going to conclude this tour. Check out this. This is an orchid. Yeah. That is an orchid. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, well, that's going to conclude my tour of RF Orchids for their open house coming up here October 17, 18, 19, I believe. Definitely come and check it out. All right, everybody, that's going to conclude my tour of RF Orchids for their open house here in October. What an amazing nursery with thousands of Cattleya, Vanda, Bulbophyllum blooms. It's an amazing place. You have to check it out. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm excited to share more exciting content here with you in the future. So I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.